Right, Grandpa.
Thank you for this beautiful day. Lord, we pray for all those who are in mourning today. We lost a good friend today. I hope he had found your path. Thank you, Father, helping us gain knowledge of our language. Help us to give it life, Lord, so that we can all speak our own language. We've been wanting this for years, Lord, and we're on that way. Help us along, give us knowledge, and give us understanding. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Oh. Okay, today we're going to talk a little bit about the Hiloska and what it means to us today and what it was yesterday. And you're going to hear good and bad on it. But we're going to talk about it. So, Grandpa, you want to touch up on any of this before we get into it?
Well, what?
About
Hiloska?
Yeah.
Hiloska. Hiloska. Well, I don't know for a long time. You know, what was it? Brought back in 1956. They took it away from us. They took it away from us in about 1898, somewhere along in there. The government told us we couldn't practice our own religion. Took away Sundance. They had that history back, though. And it's just a shame. But we're trying to do in Congress now is apologize. Well, I think it's a little too late for them to be apologizing.
Yes.
They should just drop it.
Yeah.
You know, but back in the day, that was society, was a society of warriors. They were supposed to be taking care of people, helping the poor in the tribe, made sure everybody had something to eat. It was hard to be a Hiloska society member because you didn't have anything. You were big enough. You were strong enough to go get your own. Back were people who needed things. Made sure everybody had something to eat. Or we didn't have the whole tribe, just certain parts of the tribe starving. There was no such thing. Everybody had something to eat. They didn't just kill one or two buffalo, they killed 30 or 40 of them so that all the old people got the best parts of the meat. And it was, we were a going society, you know. But that changed, put us on this reservation, took away our Bowie knives, just like that song. That song is written by a white man, but it's true. Yeah. But now these guys today, they're keeping it alive. I prayed for them because I told them their original purpose. Their purpose was to help protect the tribe. When they went on the annual spring and fall hunt, that Hiloska Society, they protected the old men, women, and children in the camp. They didn't go. They stayed and they protected everybody at home. And that's what these guys are going to have to do. If they can do it, they have to live up to that society. I've never asked them, what are their rules, they do go help people. Like last year, they out of the pure blue that Hiloska brought me groceries. That was pretty unexpected, but that's what it actually is what they're supposed to do. Because I'm an elder, so they came out here and brought me a couple of big baskets, or it was a big box actually of food. So I said, well, that's pretty good. They're supposed to do that, you know. I go to their Hiloska dance spring and fall. They do follow the tradition. The spring Hiloska always follows the first sound of the spring thunder, you know. And then the fall one is after the thunderstorms go away, then we start getting rain and snow and that kind of stuff. But I like to help them. I help them because I think they do good things. At least they're keeping a tradition alive. And I'm supporting the tradition. Don't have no arguments with them. When he's the new Dahunga, then I'll call him Gilet. That's another one. That's the older brother, but when you're in the Hiloska, Gilet is your new Dahunga. So that's what all I know. But I know back in the day, they had a very important job. They weren't alone. There was white horse riders. Those were warriors that they have their own songs. And then the House of Warriors, there was that too. And they all had basically the same function to protect the tribe and provide for the tribe. And everybody else, they did the same thing. For instance, when I was 12 years old, I caught a big old catfish, and I brought that thing all the way from the mouth of the river all the way home. And I said, this is my first catch this season. Guess what? Uncle Joe Rush made me clean it, and then he gave that thing away to the next door neighbor, Earl Howe, and his family. I was sitting there, why did you do that? He said, because it was your first catch. So the first catch, we give it away. I said, well, we don't get nothing. He said, we get respect. That's worth more than money. I said, oh, okay. It took me a while to accept I had to go back down to the river the next day and try to catch another one. I said, can we eat this one now? And he said, after you clean it. See, that tradition, Linge. But it's pretty good. I said, good thing I didn't bring a deer back. Golly, would have gave away 125 pounds of meat. Oh, yeah. But those are our ways. You don't hardly hear of them. This is probably the first time anybody's ever heard of them, the ways we used to have. But I remember some of them. That's one of them. Your first kill, you give away. So I'm glad I'm telling you all that because I haven't told anyone that in a long time. years. But I went through that. I experienced it. I should have learned before that because Earl Howe Junior, Junior Howe, he caught a big old fish, and I thought we were going to take it to his house, but he gave it away, and I didn't know until I caught my first big one, and I brought it home, and Uncle Joe Rush made me give it away, so I gave it away. I didn't understand. It took years to understand that. The Hiloskas are like that. They have to give away their first kill. Then at this buffalo hunt, they have to give away. They only get one part. If the one that killed it got the heart, and he ate the heart. But everything else, the tongue, y'all ought to taste that tongue. Yum. Sounds gross, but it is delicious. But maybe one of these days we'll get one and cook it.
I should have cut the tongue out of that buffalo.
Yeah, you should have cut that tongue out of that buffalo. Gail was proud of Gail. She went over there and skinned that buffalo. She was showing everybody there how to do it.
Me and Candace.
Her and Candace.
A lot of those young girls didn't know how to skin.
They were just standing there waiting for somebody else to move, when in reality, they didn't know what to do. So Gail went over there, sharp that knife. She went to the back, pulled that knife out, and cut that thing open, start skinning it. They said, "Wow, look at Gail go!" And her and Candace met right there behind the front legs. Now, well, how are we going to do the other side? Gail said, "What? Like this, grab that thing and roll him over, and then start doing the other side." Everybody was just proud of Gail. Gail was cutting off big old hunks of meat and putting it in a bowl, and they were giving it away.
Now, whenever me and Candace, we were standing there and they were trying to deliver, telling us, just basically like a deer. I looked at Candace. We both went. She went towards the head part, and I went towards the hind legs. And me and Candace, and we was back, and I cut off that back hind leg, and Candace was up there cutting around the head and the shoulder, and we was all getting it down. And the next thing you know, after we were through, everybody was out there cutting. Once we started getting the initial parts of it off, a lot of people didn't know how to cut that meat once it was off the buffalo. Those boys were over there slicing straight down the center of whole roast of the hindquarters. And they didn't know that you're supposed to cut along the lines of the muscle tissue so you can roll that roast off.
Yeah.
And so I had to stop skinning and go over there before they ruined that meat and cut that hindquarter up into roast for them. Man, it was fun. That was the first time I ever did that. Me, Eagle, a whole bunch of us. You remember Eagle? Eagle was out there. We was out there. We had a good time. The Cheyenne, I believe it was the Cheyenne, came up, donated a buffalo for a kill, and that was an awesome experience. I thought it was just fabulous.
And she did, unknowingly, she did like what the hunters did back in the day. She cut that back strap up and sliced it up and gave it to these old women who had these bowls.
Yeah,
that back strap you cut up in a certain way, like making big pieces of steak, and she was giving it, and them old ladies was saying, "Oh, that's the best part."
Well, I cut the first part I cut off was the liver.
Yeah.
And then after I cut it off, they made me take a bite of the heart, the raw heart. I was like, oh, I had a hard time holding it down, but I did it. I was like, so I took a bite of that raw heart. It was pretty cool. I mean, we got a lot of the women that were there that pulled that, I guess the ones that pulled the heart out, they were the initial ones to take a bite of that heart. And then I cut the liver off. And then after I cut that liver off and put it in the bowl, that I believe was Aunt Gina or one of her friends, I can't remember. they told me to come over there and take a bite of that heart. And it was crazy. It was amazing. It was an awesome experience. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we did whenever, I believe it was last year sometime or at the beginning of this year. Not 100% sure about the timeline, but I remember doing it. Yeah.
And we gave away the hide.
Yeah, I forget what program it was for the Ponca tribe, but they kept the hide, I believe. I want to say it had something to do with the youth program of the tribe that kept the hide. I don't know where the other parts of the hide went to, but I got a couple of hoops for glue and stuff like that. The hind quarter bones to make bone necklaces, and you can make a whistle out of some of those bones if you're crafty enough and got a Dremel tool, or some sandpaper and time and effort. We had a good time, and yeah, you guys have an awesome day.
Just imagine a bunch of people out there in the field, and that grass dance. That grass dance came from the buffalo hunt to get them young boys to go out there and start stepping on that grass to lay it down, because they had to lay that meat on that grass. And then you had to know what grass to lay that meat on. And they would, when they bend over and look down, they're actually looking to see if they're really stepping on the right grass. Because, some grass has sharp things on it. Some don't. They had to dance on that grass that we could lay the meat on. But that's one of the jobs of the Hiloska too, is to make sure everybody got a piece of that hunt. So nowadays we do the modern, but it's still the same thing. Yeah, that's about all I know. About that. Go ahead, Eagle. So. No.
Okay, so we're going to be talking a little bit about the Hilushka. I want to clarify something so you understand, and I had to learn this as a young man. When we say Hilushka, we only say that in song while we're singing. Like, Hilushka, Tawakanda, Kaga, Kabear. Hilushka, we go, Kabear, Hilushka. That's the only time. When we talk about the Hilushka, it has to be said, Hey Lushka, Hey Lushka. The rise is on the H, the E after the H. Hey Lushka. But when we're singing the song, we say, Hey Lushka. Because, and I asked them why. They said because it has to fit in the song. It don't fit right without it. So, yeah. So going back to the Hey Lushka, talking about when I was young, I was told a lot of stories by my grandfather, Simon Horse Chief Eagle, and Harry Buffalohead, and Sherman Bold Warrior, Sherman Warrior. In my lifetime, my grandpa Lewis, and I never asked him about it, but he ain't never mentioned anything about that to me. And other than what is in his book, and so he probably had a lot of information. I just never thought to ask him because he was a preacher. Not that I have anything against him. I think he's a great man. But some of them things we're kind of hesitant to ask people when they're, a lot of them turn to we have different people turn from our language because they believe the same thing that them I don't know if they're a priest or what they were that took us. They said that we talked the devil's language, a heathen language, and my grandfather. Uh, what's his name? I forgot. Buffalo had my aunt Linda's daddy. Grandpa, what's his name? Not it's not Grandpa Thurman. Buffalohead, it was his brother. On the pastor on the East Road at that Full Gospel Church. Oh, Thurman, Grandpa Thurman, Lingay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Anyway,
it's Grandpa Thurman.
yeah, cause he would talk some in Ponca, but I sat down before I went to did my little stay. Them 11 years I was gone. Uh, I talked to him and he told me that he said my dad was a roadman. My dad had a peyote altar. He said I used to go to the peyote church before I found Christ. And when he found Christ, he kind of didn't go to dances and stuff no more or anything like that or talk the language. I guess that he might have felt that way. He talked to me about that a lot, because I had a lot of questions for him about language because, hearing the language growing up, I understood a lot of it, but there was some of it I didn't completely understand. So I asked questions. I write it down and ask questions. And so he was another one that I never mentioned that I talked to, Grandpa Thurman Buffalo Headlinger. And his wife was a Ponca woman, and they spoke fluent Ponca every day. But
Yeah,
we needed someone like him to translate the Bible. I believe the Bible should be translated. A lot of times I'll read these daily devotionals about that, but our language is the key to everything we do. Is what I'm trying to say. And back to the Hiloska, but I about went off subject here. I was at to stay on track. Talking about our pastors, that are fluent speakers. And he passed away. I don't know how many years ago.
dang, I think I was 16 when he died.
No, he died. He just died when I was. He died while I was gone. He was about
Really?
90 years old. Yeah.
Oh
Now his
wow.
brother died. His brother died when he was about 15. The one that lived on the highway at Carbon Black. He died when you were probably that age.
Yeah, because I remember Grandma Thalma. I'm named after her. And Grandpa Thurman. They used to come out here all the time, talk to Grandma Josetta when I was little.
What was his dad's name? I mean, his brother's name that was on the highway. That was Uncle Matt Buffalohead and Uncle Harley Lingate. Well, both of them are gone now. That was their dad, and their mother was a full-blooded Omaha, fluent speaking Omaha. She lived right there in the corner house, right there at Carbon Black that they tore down. It was one of the last ones they tore down because some of the family members didn't want to sell that house. They got like 300,000 or 400,000 off of it.
Dang, I don't even know.
Uh,
I can't think of
Uncle
it.
Stacy Buffalohead was grandpa. He was from that same bunch. Big family I'm talking about here. I was gone so long. I kind of forgot some of them were dead. That until I came home and I asked about them, then I realized I remember they died. And but anyway, back to the Hiluska. You know, they talk about that how Grandpa was talking about. To live that way, to be in that way, that life, you had to give yourself and your belongings to those in need. And there was times, when like I was telling you guys before, when families lost their sons and husbands in battle, or old man might just be the only one living. They might feed him and they'll hunt for all those that couldn't hunt for themselves. And they put their life on the line to defend the camp. And I forget how to say it in Ponca. I gotta ask Grandpa Lewis before who knows, he might live to be 120. But they used to have them warriors that they would tie a thong, a hajinga. They'd tie it around their ankle and they'd put a spear in the ground, and that meant that they weren't gonna leave. And they battled to the death to get the village free. But there's a name for them kind of people, and I forget how to say it. And they were Hiluska. And we got so many attributes to that of one giving of themselves. It's a selfishness. Uh, there was no selfishness in them. They did everything. It was a great honor, and we had multiple societies. To the Hiluska. And when we came to Oklahoma, we brought four of them from the north, and we only have one left, and I forget which one it is. Sent up, and uh, My little cousin, Robert Collins, his Ponca name's Umpaska. Who knows what Umpaska means?
White elk.
White something.
Yes,
White
white out.
elk.
Anyway, he's our new dog hunger
Mhm.
of our last Hiloska daddy. Okay, Connie, when Emily's done reading, I want you to go to that White Eagle book and look up the Hiloska. And then when she's done, we're going to talk about this. And I'm going to talk about some of the things a man wears in the Hiloska. So, Connie, find it on your PDF or whatever on that White Eagle.
The White Eagle book. Okay.
Yeah, but you're going to read second. We're going to turn this over to Temi Jinge. Temi Jinge.
Hi, everybody. I'm Emily. I'm going to read something for you guys.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi,
What up?
Connie. Hey, Gail.
Good to you.
Let's see. Hello. We're going to start. Okay. It says originally only the men danced in the circle. Women were allowed to dance outside the circle in one place. The circle was the area or arena where the Hiloska dance and rituals were carried out. The dance was simple. By alternating each foot in a toe to heel movement with the beat of the drum and song, the Ponca dancer can mimic a hunting experience, a movement of battle, or any significant experience that might have affected his life. Variation of body and foot movement adds to style. According KHAL and NC, this dance is done at the changing of the four seasons. Some suggested that Hiloska dance is a war dance, and that such movement depicts a warrior's approach to his foe. Many Indians and non-Indians tell this. Perhaps this is done to dramatize the warrior image of the American Indians. Even though the dance may show movement in battle, it has been said that it has nothing to do with going to or returning from war. Some elders suggest the steps and movements in the dance depict a man hunting for game. Others have said it could depict a person seeking medicines. Unfortunately, according to some of our contemporaries, it would seem that all Indians did was fight each other in combat. In 1970, I was in attendance at the Gallup Indian Ceremonial in Gallup, New Mexico, where the San Carlos Apaches performed a war dance. This performance was presented from a proper historical perspective because when their ancestors fought the American soldiers, they undoubtedly prepared themselves physically and mentally for the encounter. To achieve their objective before the fight, they would dance with pistols and rifle in hand, shouting and shooting their guns. This is what the Apaches felt and pursued in their war against the United States. This war dance was done in conjunction with intent to fight. The Ponca Hiloska dance, again, did not precede or follow a war. The Hiloska first should always be perceived as a society of honorable men who did good deeds, including facing an enemy in warfare. Okay. It says the origin of the Ponca Hiloska as seen through dance and song. The meaning of the term Hiloska is unclear and cannot be clearly interpreted for loss of appropriate word meaning. The inception of the fraternal organization may have begun before the dispersion of the Middle Mississippian culture. Those tribes claiming that Hiloska probably emerged from the same cultural group as the Ponca. This could account for the use of the term Hiloska among other tribes, or their use of the term may simply be a corruption of the Ponca term. The difficulty in identifying the term itself does not indicate in any way that it is a derivative of the Ponca words. Words of the Ponca people are known with exception of the suffix dushka or curved. The late Joe Rush, as noted, singer of the Hiloska songs, used this term. He said this story about a vision seen by two Ponca boys while hunting was given to him by a Ponca elder in the early 1900s. He told the story in 1975. One time there was a group of Ponca hunters who were long ways from home. Two of them got lost from the rest of the hunters and couldn't find their way home. As they tried to find their way back, they came to a hill and climbed on the top. That's where they heard a sound that sounded like thunder or maybe a drum. On top of that hill, they looked down to the other side and saw a buffalo dancing. It was stomping its hooves on the ground. It sounded like a drum. On the tip of its horns were eagle feathers. A tail feather and a plume were on each horn. The buffalo also shook its head as it did this ceremony. That's where the word Hiloska comes from. The horns of the buffalo are curved. Dushka. That means curved, and the horns are curved, so the word means curved horns. Is it hay? Hay means horn. The eagle feathers tied on the end of the horns got the boys' attentions. The buffalo that was dancing gave the dance to the Poncas, so they called it Hiloska. The buffalo said these words to them. Condescends you these words. Use this dance when you're happy or when you're sick, and I will come to you with blessings. So this is how the Hiloska came to the Poncas. This story may be a part of the total story of how the fraternal group was initiated. Others have suggested that Hiloska came by Koic experiences. KH, AMC, NC, and AL said they heard that animals such as deer, antelope, buffalo, and elk all contributed to the song and dance of the Hiloska. The Ponca people, who were close to the natural things of the earth, found many of their beliefs in their environment as the Creator revealed them. This cannot be accounted for by their prayerful and spiritual life. Even though the words of the prayers have been lost in the past, the songs and the dance have been part of the culture of the Ponca people. The elders have agreed that the term Hiloska has always been the name of the Ponca fraternal organization. The Ponca belief that the Hiloska is of Ponca origin is based on the evidence of songs that can relate to the creator given the organization to them. In an interview in 1970, Sylvester Warrior said, "This is our belief. The Creator gave us the songs to go with the dance. The purpose of this section is not to claim its origin as Ponca, but rather to show how the Hiloska was a vital part of the total philosophy and psychology of our tribe. For example, it coincides with the philosophy of the Wa'u, which is the pipe dance, the Wah, the tattoo ritual, clay, one who sits upon the white ceremony, ska, and other rites and dances of the tribe. The second consensus is that the songs, of which are hundreds, have stories of Hiloska experiences that are told in the Ponca women's Noodle Wasigake. Is that it? Is that a scout dance? No, like a lively.
What is it called?
Noodle Wachigahe. It says women's warrior or victory dance. Wolf dance. How do you say that?
The wolf dance is called Mikasi one.
But
it said Mikasi or
Short Tonga.
But in our language, they call it Mikasi, what you got there.
I haven't heard it.
I never heard it that way, but I don't know why we translated cow to wolf in our song, but he wrote it right. What you got there.
We can barely hear you, Eagle.
Okay, it says wolf dance and other forms of the Ponca Hiloska dance called the Wanaji Wakigahe soldier dance, Se Sasa Wakigahe, the trot dance, and the Nospaki Wakigahe. Is that right? It's the Tiptoe Dance. Nostapi Wachigahe. So this is a tiptoe dance. The techniques for preserving the history of these events over millennia might have been crude markings on sticks and poles, or even rawhide. The latter was used by a chief standing buffalo as a young man who drew a picture of a battle between the Ponca and the Sioux. But the ability to keep such records would have been limited because of the wear and aging of the material and the loss of meaning of symbols. Are those birds still on? The retaining of historical events then required a medium that could not be lost, so they sang about it. The vocables in any Ponca tune are set and do not change. When words are added to the tune, the song includes some aspect of our history. The next step would be to have a new tune because the old ones would become tiresome, repetitive, and boring. Songs and tunes are composed by song makers. Wa'agahi to record historical events in the above-mentioned men's and women's dances. The original songs are known as Hiloska songs, and as such, they belong to individual members of the organization. Since the drum makes the rhythm for the Hiloska, the tempo should be understood. The tempo can range from slow to a very fast beat depending on the occasion for which the men are dancing. The drum beat for the Hiloska is one steady beat. Drummels are usually used at some of the songs. The songs for the women's Nuda, Wakigahe, or Victory Dance have at least 3 completely different drum beats. At the beginning, the drum beats are slow. The drum beats usually very slow. After the initial songs are sung, they're followed with a roll of the drum, and the tempo for the next song is faster and allows the women more variety in their dancing style. A lively one-beat tempo for some songs is sung intermittently. These songs for the particular women's dance tell the same historical event as told in the men's Hiloska dance song. The complexities of the vocables with words that are sung give impetus to historical retention. The tempo of the Nuda Wachigake drum, which is completely different from the Hiloska, adds to the historical record. I would suggest to the reader that this is oral history. Non-native historians have often said oral history was done by storytelling. This is usually depicted with artwork showing an elderly Indian sitting by a campfire with a group of children listening to his story. This may have been done, but with the Ponca oral history happened as described above.
Man, that was awesome.
Okay, so what did you guys think about that? What she just read?
Thank you, Mike.
What book was
I
it in?
couldn't.
I can't.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
Yes, we
our
Yeah,
his,
thank you.
I heard that. I've heard from several elders a long time ago that our history is in them songs. And you know, if you watch that Ponca movie about what you know, she went up north, and this Indian agent was walking with him in that movie, and that elder was sitting there, was a group of children around him, and he was singing them songs. And that Wahe asked that chief, "What are they doing? What's he doing?" And Machu, no, she said, "They're learning our history. They're learning how to become a man because that the history was in them songs that old man was teaching them young children, and that's how our history was recorded by in those songs. You have to watch that movie, But you'll know when you watch it what and understand what Machu Naji said and understand that his perspective, that white man thought it was a waste of time. He thought they were just having a good time and learning songs. They were doing that. But in reality, and Machu Naji didn't tell that Wahi that they are carrying on our history. If he would have said that, that white man would have understood better.
There you
But
go.
they, that's the way it is. Sean.
Well, okay.
Okay, I don't know if you guys want to write some of this down. We're going to talk about, before Connie goes on, we're going to talk about some dress regalia of our Ponca people.
I just lost my pencil.
Is there anything left in that stuff you made or no? Eating nuts. Keeping up.
Hey, Eagle, what is it you want me to read specifically so I can get it
I just
open?
want you to. They had a section in that book. I loaned that book to somebody and I never got it back. That book's called White Eagle. It's got a section on Hiloska. Now everybody
I'm trying to
that
remember what
it's called
it's been
it's
so
White
long.
Eagle. You had it on a PD. You had it on
Oh,
some
it's that
kind of
one. What's that?
by Dr.
Yeah.
Zimmerman.
Okay. Got it. I remember now. Thank you. You have to jump. You have to jumpstart me sometimes.
But we're gonna go before we start on that, Connie. We're gonna write some of these things down, like a black shawl or moccasin leg wraps or a buckskin dress.
Eagle, what book was Emily reading out of?
That walks on the ground, thunder out mine.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, the first two things we're gonna talk about are what a woman wears. Write down a buckskin dress.
You fading in and out.
That's because I wasn't right in front of it. A buckskin dress and then also a black shawl. And then let's see. Uh, uh, it, it's called a shell necklace. That's a literal translation. And then beaded earrings.
Did you say something before beaded earrings?
Yeah, shell necklace.
Oh, a shell necklace. Okay, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
From like the shells they got them in the river. They look like them deals, like them kind of shells when I burn cedar or sage in. They got them
Conch
like
shell?
that, and they're kind of like that, and they're kind of similar to that. They cut them up. Necklaces out on it. That's what they call.
I
Yeah.
can't find that stupid White Eagle book.
Okay, you guys got those 4 words wrote down?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, when you say it for buckskin, it's called ha-wa-te. Ha-wa-te. That's a Ponca name and an Omaha name for buckskin dress. That's a female's name. Also, ha-wa-te. Way up. Too much time you got on it. Ha-wa-te. Let me know when you guys got that one.
I had to step away for a minute, or I'm missing something. Are we writing something on the board, or?
No, we just got a words we're gonna write down. A black shawl, a shell necklace, beaded earrings. That's what you gotta talk. I don't know all that regalia.
HAWATE, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-mm. You know. The next one is a black shawl. It's called why glabe sabe. Why glabe sabe. You guys just want me to write it on the whiteboard, but I think you guys are good enough to catch it now.
I got
Why
it. I will.
glump be? Why glump be sabe? Black
White
shawl.
long bag.
That was that first one. I'm up there. Go. What up? I jacked that up. My bad. That be shawl. Why glabe? That's a somebody's rocking. Okay, that third one right there, Nikita Wanampi. That's a shell ornament necklace made from shells that were found in the river. Yes. Everybody got this?
Got it.
Eagle, what was Hawate buckskin dress?
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. This right here, when it says "ooh goes on," it could mean like beaded earrings, but it also can mean that like hold on, and also let me go back to this. Well, that's an eye. Ugly. Thank you. Okay, right here. Shell necklace. Literally. But both of these could also be like talking about something that was using a woman's braids coming down like this. They could have been at the top right here. But that literally means it's talking about beaded earrings. It goes on, it's talking about braided. The little words and the wings, the earring, Nikita, the shell ornament. Wanampi literally means a necklace, but they both have reference to how you say it, gorgets. But anyway, they're like things that they hold the hair with right here. I wanted to clarify that. You guys got this?
Oh,
Go ahead, Connie. You find it?
Yep, I think so.
Weebaha, Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought I did. Hold on. It's always hard with this phone. Yes, I know. It's my dog. Are you sure? I got the Sundance. I don't know. I didn't know they had Hiloska.
It has it in there. I've seen it.
Okay.
I just don't have that book no more.
Yeah. It's hard to find on here. I'm gonna see if I can. Let me find the word. Shka. Depends on. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Depends on how they write it. They write Hiloska.
I might be here. It's hard to search these books. The minute I go back, it's like it makes it want to download it all over again. And it really messes things up. Thought I had it a while ago. I guess I didn't.
Does it? It's a shame it doesn't bookmark.
Yeah, I know. And this is like I can't download it because it only allows one page to be downloaded at a time, which means you would have a ton of separate pages and you wouldn't have them put together in one concise type of book or anything that would be of any use at that point. I have customs and traditions. Try page 81. I thought I had it. It said something with dance on it, and I thought I had it, but chief of many tribes, and it's blurry. It's my internet is so daggum bad. It is awful. So I get these plain pages. I have to wait for the plain pages to load. The pictures are lovely, but they just make it longer. 48. Okay. I'm sorry, people. I'm really sorry. Of course, back in the day, they only numbered every other page. Hold on.
Grandpa,
Yes,
you got a
please.
song? You got a song you want to sing while she's looking for that? Do you know any songs you want to sing?
Bruce, stop. Lay down.
No, I can't sing. Somebody else has to start.
Where would you get that, Dad?
From Weehey. Yeah, I can't even start the flag song yet. I know every word in it. I can't start songs even by myself. I have to start in the middle or somewhere. I'm not. I can't start a song. That's all I can say.
I'll sing us a song, and then when Connie gets done, we'll go.
I'm sorry, guys. I
No, you're
apologize.
fine. Yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey. Yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey. Yo, yo, hey, yo, hey. Yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey. Hey, Hiloska, Haska, da, ma, be. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Hey, Hiloska, Haska, Dad, Ma, Be, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. What song was that, Grandpa?
That is the calling song. You can't have a tail dance or any dance with the warriors until that song is sung. Sean.
Wait, I know.
I was going to let you do it, but you was in bad humor, so I just stuck it in here.
Whatever, dude.
If you was happy and singing, I would have said, here, open it. But you was
Dang, Gail.
That's just an attitude.
Emily, where's my little drum at? I don't feel right singing these songs without a drum, my drumstick.
Yeah, this is not turning out much.
Now,
As
here's the
okay.
way they sing it now. They don't say like sing it like Eagle does.
My drumstick at? You know where it's at.
Well, hey,
Find it.
oh.
My drumstick at?
Hiloska haskada damba he oh he ya ha he ya ha oh.
have a buffalo hunt.
So that's
Sure.
how they sing it now. Once they learn Ponca, maybe they'll sing it the way Eagles sang it.
I might not sing it right either. I haven't been to a dance like that in a long time. Hey, Hiloska. You find it?
No,
And this one,
I
there's
found
one
buffalo hunt.
Ponca. Oh, go ahead.
Good.
Hey, Hiloska, we go for bed. Hey, Hiloska. Hey, Hiloska, we go for bed. Hey, Hiloska, we go for bed. Hey, Hiloska, we go for bed. Wash you, shame, no jick in a bed. Walk on down, we go to bed. Hey, Hiloska, we go to bed. Hey, Hiloska, we go to bed. Watch you stay, no jitty lamb. Hey, Hiloska, we go to bed. Hey, Hiloska, we go to bed. Hey, Hiloska, we go to bed. Hiloska, we go to bed. Wash you say, no jitty lamb. Walk on down, we go to bed. Hiloska, we go to bed. Hiloska, we go to bed. Wash you say, no jitty lamb. Let us go, we go to bed. Let us go, we go to bed. Let us go, we go to bed. And wash you say, no shame in the bread of hand. Walk on the we go to bed. Let us go, we go to bed. Let us go, we go to bed. Wash you say, no shame in the bread of hand. Let us go, we go to bed. Let us go, we go to bed. Let us go, we go to bed. What you say, no jick in a bell hand. Walk on the wing of the bay. Hey, those go, we go the bay. Hey, those go, we go the bay. What you say, no jick in a bell hand.
I don't even know where to find. I'm running out of ideas here.
Look under dance.
I've got. Let me give you the chapters here. Hold on. The chapters are. Shoot. I'm gonna rotate the page.
What is she looking for?
She's looking for the Hiloska. It's in that
Oh,
my grandpa Wadigo made a book with Dr. Zimmerman.
yeah. Oh, okay. I don't have that. That's White Eagle's book.
Yeah, I took copies of my kids and let me read one, Dad, so I can know about the people. I said, go ahead. Nah, I ain't never seen it again. We had them books over 50 years, at least over
Wow.
Yeah.
50 years.
I
One
have
of them.
the history. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, go ahead.
History of the Indian is the first chapter. The Chief, second chapter. Chiefs of many tribes. History of the Ponca tribe. White Eagle, the Ponca's chief. Customs and traditions. I just went through all that. Games and dances. We did that already. Sundance. We did that already. The buffalo hunt. I found some stuff in. Indian warfare. I found a lot of the word warrior in there. And the medicine man, Indian religion, government policy and Ponca treaty, legality of Ponca removal, Ponca, Oklahoma reservation, Pody and history and use, Ponca civilization and culture, and then personal experience of the agency doctor. Those are the chapters. And
It's in
the
the
only thing
custom.
okay, that's where I was at, 81. Let me see. I must have missed it. It's not that long. It's only...
Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Bell, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Bell, hey. Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Bell, hey. Ishka
Well,
kape shene kakadingedo, shene kakadingedo, shene kakadingameyo, shene kakadingedo, shene kakadingedo, shene kakadingameyo, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Ishka Kape, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo. Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, hey. Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo, hey. Ishka Tape, Shade Cocklingo, Shade Cocklingo. What'd you find?
I could just read the chapter. It's about, wearing deer skins, and I mean, I don't see anything about a society, a warrior society or anything like that. But, canoes and teepee coverings and making roofs, and the sense of smell and vision were acutely developed. Hunting parties, which is relatively close. Upon the abilities of a hunter dependent on his food supply, blah, blah. Indian men not assisting with the education of the children. That's the whole chapter, is that. It's about 10 pages, I guess. I wish you could see it, and then you can talk about making stuff out of buffalo hide. How big the Ponca tribe used to be versus how they are now, or at the time of the writing of this book. Stuff being planted. I have...
Sister, what do I gotta Google to get that so I can look through it? I think we're going through the wrong things.
I'll just send you the link. Hang on.
Okay.
Go to this and then scroll down, and where it says full view, it'll be blue. Go ahead and tap on that, and it'll take you to the entire book. Just scroll down till you see blue.
Blue?
Yeah, it says blue or green. It says full view.
No, mine's all red. It's got full view.
University
But
of
it's red.
Wisconsin. That's
Yeah.
okay. Tap that. Mine's blue probably because I've already tapped on it. I thought it would be blue, but my bad.
Okay, now the pages to go. Do I swipe it left to right?
Yeah, up and down. They just scroll up and down, just like one big scroll. I wish we could print this thing. I don't have enough print or anything to do it. I'm not sure it would even let you print it. It's got digitized by Google stamped on there, really, really good. Google wants some of the pie. And the original is in the University of Wisconsin, and those are the only 2 copies that I know.
Look at me, face me.
Unless
Turn
we
your
got
body.
lucky and found one in a thrift store.
You make it sound like it's
That'd be
over.
nice. I'm starving. It's like 1:30 here, and I haven't eaten yet.
I'd
Hey,
have
cucumber.
Emily make it something.
I had like 5, 6 slices of cucumber earlier, but that's it. So I'm now eating the worst thing possible, potato salad. And my computer battery is running low.
That is why you don't see the nipples.
You're eating. It's that time of day.
Connie, read the religion of the Ponca people.
Okay.
Do it. I'll send you the link. Connie, send that link to Emily on her number is 580.
Okay, hold on.
You're not. You're recording.